this video, I want to let you in on a little secret. I am a tough critic. I am hard on everything. I have high expectations. I have high expectations of myself. If you're not doing something I don't like, I'm going to tell you you're not doing something I don't like. I don't sugarcoat it. I'm not going to hold your hand. My job is not to make sure to give you a soft landing and a soft place to go when I am evaluating football. When I am evaluating things, I'm going to evaluate it. I'm not the type of person that's going to pat you on the back when you're not doing good. I'm the person that's going to say, hey, that is not your best effort. You can do better. That was okay, but it wasn't your best. That is what I do. That is who I am. I'm like that with football. I'm like that with real life. And some of you don't like it because you think I'm so hard on Colorado. I'm so hard on Colorado. They're so much better than they were last year. They were good. They're better than they were last year. They're first in sacks in the Big 12. They're so great. They're so great. Why don't you see how great they are? You want to know why I don't see how great they are? Because the way that I evaluate and the way that I assess things is different than the way that you assess things. Doesn't mean you're right and I'm wrong. Doesn't mean I'm wrong and you're right. Somewhere in the middle, we're probably both a little right and probably both a little wrong. And I'm okay with that because I am tough. You want to know why I'm tough? Do you want to know why it's very important for me to be tough? When nights like tonight happen, I get to show up and I get to say thank you. I get to say thank you, Colorado, for doing all the things I have always hoped you would always do. You have showed me now 2 games in a row that you can be consistent, that you can run the ball, and that you know how to win football games. That's all I've ever asked of you. That's been my whole expectation. Do the little things right. Run the football, because when you run the football, you give your defense time to rest and you get to manage the clock. You want to know what else Colorado did very well today? They were disciplined. They played disciplined football. I like disciplined football. You know who didn't play disciplined football today? My Texas Longhorns. You know who got the business from me in my Texas Longhorn video? Texas did. I'm okay with that. I don't understand why some of you think criticism is such a negative thing. Criticism isn't negative. Criticism is, I have expectations of you. And when you were here, you're not meeting my expectation. I'm not going to pat you on the back if you're not meeting my expectation. If you want softball stuff, if you want stuff that's lovey-dovey, if you want stuff that doesn't hold people accountable, this isn't the channel for you. I am going to hold people accountable. I'm going to call it like I see it. I'm going to be consistent, and I'm going to give you real football information, because football doesn't change. You have to run the ball, you have to throw the ball, you have to be good on offense, you have to be good on defense, you have to be good on special teams. It just is what it is. And tonight, Colorado showed me that they can consistently be good in 2 consecutive games. Because if you will be honest with yourself, you will realize that Colorado has not had 2 consecutive good games this year until now. And so until now, they haven't gotten a lot of my praise. Until now, I haven't been like, great job, this looks good. But you know what? I can do that now because they did what they were supposed to do. They played football today. What I saw tonight was a football team. What I saw tonight is what I want to see every single freaking week. There are 2 specific things that Colorado did today that makes me impressed. The very first thing, and I don't want to act like this is not a big deal. They were disciplined. They were disciplined today. The amount of penalties they had in this game, I could not express to you how great it is to watch this team be disciplined. I expect to see penalties in football. I'm not saying that you are not supposed to get any penalties, Colin. You're supposed to execute every single play and do everything perfectly. No, that's not how this goes. But they did the little things right. Don't get the dumb penalties. Some penalties I totally understand. I don't mind, yes, the Jimmy Horn one, that sucks, whatever. I don't mind little things. They're going to happen. No one's going to be perfect. It's football. But they didn't beat themselves. They did not beat themselves with penalties, and that's fantastic. You know what else I love? They won this football game and they didn't need a turnover to do it. That is how you play football. That's all I've been asking for. I've been ranting and I've been like, oh my gosh, this team can't win unless they get turnovers. This team can't win unless they get turnovers. You want to know why I've been saying that? Because that is what they showed me. They couldn't win unless they get turnovers. Tonight, they didn't need those turnovers. They won without them. You want to know why? Because they're playing balanced football. They're keeping the defense off balance because the defense does not know if they're going to pass the ball or run the ball. And then what happens? That protects Shador. Shador can protect Shador. Shador doesn't have to go win the game for us. We can use our whole team of 11 guys on offense to go out there and win games for us. This is fantastic. This is football. This should be the new expectation when you are watching Colorado. The new expectation when you're watching Colorado, it has to change. It has to go up now. Your new expectation has to be balanced football. Although Coach Prime tried to act like he didn't know what balanced football is, he clearly knows what balanced football is. So the first thing that you should be looking forward to as you watch this Colorado team as we move forward is balanced football. They have shown you they know what balanced football is. So you should be expecting them to be balanced on offense. There's no other reason for them not to be balanced on offense. The second thing that you should be expecting of Colorado is not to get penalties. You should expect them to be disciplined. You should expect them to have a game like they did tonight and a game like they did against Arizona, because that is consistency. So when you show me consistency, my expectations for you now change. So that is two things that we have not seen this season yet, them be consistent. We've not seen them play balanced football because the coach acted like he didn't know what that was. Turns out that was a lie. He knows what being balanced looks like. The second thing is penalties. We now know that this team can play without having a lot of penalties. So we need to hold them to that standard. They don't get to go back. They don't get to regress. They have to keep going on this positive trajectory, because that's what we want. We want a positive trajectory. We want them to keep getting better. They are exactly where they're supposed to be. I love this. This is all I've ever wanted. Just do the things you're supposed to do right. Just do the things you're supposed to do right. That's it. I don't need you going out there doing cartwheels. I don't need you to go do a spinning back toss. I don't need you to do a flip like Simone Biles. I don't need you to go pull a Serena Williams. Listen, I don't need your defense to play like Georgia. I don't need your offense to play like Texas A&M. I don't need you to play like Notre Dame. I don't need you to play like Tennessee. That's not my expectation. My expectation is simple. Keep this simple. This is football. Football is the same. It's just about execution, but you can't execute if you're not getting the play calls that you need to execute. So kudos to Colorado for doing exactly what they have needed to do since the beginning of the season. There are a couple, could I nitpick? Could I sit here and talk about all the things I didn't do right? Absolutely. I could sit here and I could nitpick at a lot of different things. I could talk about why are they allowing 171 rushing yards, and I can also thank Cincinnati for stopping running the football. I could do that, but you know what? I'm not going to do that because that's a part of football. That is a part of football, and they did what they needed to do to win the game, and that's all you could ever ask for. So when I look at this game and when I assess Colorado, and I always tell people the way I evaluate things is this. I always say this. I look at the eye test, what I think and what I feel based on my eye test. I think about the stats because that matters. And I look and see how you look in all phases of the game. I look and see how you look on defense. I look how you feel on offense. And I look how you feel to me on special teams. And once I get that information, I factor in some things and I kind of figure out what I think. After what I just saw tonight, I'm impressed. I actually think this Colorado team is improving. I think their trajectory is great, and I think they're playing great football right now. They're headed into a bye week. They're right where they need to be. This is exactly where they need to be, and I'm happy that they have figured this out. I'm happy that they are playing football in a way that makes sense. They are playing football in a way where nobody can come at them and say, well, you didn't do this, well, you didn't do this. They did all of the things. They did exactly what they're supposed to do to win football games, and that's great. So my whole thing has always been this, again, because some of you will hear this and you'll go to the extreme. Colorado is right where they're supposed to be. They're doing what they're supposed to be. Do I think Colorado is going to be ranked after this game? No. Do I think Colorado's the best team in football? No. Do I think Colorado has the best offense in football? No. Do I think Colorado has the best defense in football? No. But that doesn't matter because they're good. They're good and they're doing what they need to do in their division or their conference or whatever it's called in college. I don't really know. But they're doing what they need to do in the Big 12. Yes, they're going to need a little bit of help from a couple of teams, but they're in the thick of it, and that is exactly where you want to be. So that is where I'm going to celebrate. They are right where they're supposed to be, and they're getting better. I'll end this video here. In order for Colorado to make it to the Big 12 championship, they're going to need some help. Some of that help that they're going to need is going to be playing next week when Colorado is on a bye week. Iowa State is going to play Texas Tech, which will be a good game to watch because Colorado will play them coming off of their bye week. and Kansas State is going to play Houston. To be honest, I don't expect Houston to even come close to beating Kansas State, but you know what? Whatever. We can still watch the game. Some of these teams, they have to lose. They just have to lose, because if Colorado keeps winning and some of these teams lose, that gives Colorado the in and playing for the Big 12 championship. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't really know. Quite frankly, I'm not even thinking about that. I think Colorado needs to win games and teams need to lose. So until teams lose, I'm not really willing to have the conversation about if Colorado's going to go to the Big 12 championship game. I'm not going to talk about that right now. I am going to focus on next week because Colorado is on a bye week. So we're going to watch Iowa State play Texas Tech. The other good thing about watching Iowa State play Texas Tech is you will get to see the competition that Colorado is going to play. We have a mission. The goal is to watch Iowa State play and to watch Kansas State play and to see what happens, because at the end of the day, the goal here is to try to get into the Big 12. Because here's the thing. We've already achieved the first goal. The first goal is getting to a bowl game. They have 6 wins. They have gotten to a bowl game. Check. Time to go chase the next goals. Time to figure out what the next thing is that we can do. The best thing about all of this is there's still a lot of football to be played. But you know what's sad? There's actually not a lot of football to be played. And after I said that, I just I just felt away because I don't know. I'm sleepy. Leave me alone. So I'll just end this video. I'm clearly rambling, but Colorado wins the game. They have 2 losses on the season. They look great. They're doing everything they're supposed to do. Let's hope that they do not come out of this bye week and look rusty. And also, last thing, shout out to me, because this is the 2nd week in a row I've picked against them intentionally, and this is the 2nd week in a row they have won. So I'm going to continue to keep picking against them because I need them to rattle off some wins as the season comes to an end. I'm so sad the season's coming to an end. Anyways, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do all the things. Let me know what you think in the comments below. It's kind of weird for me because Texas doesn't play next week, Colorado doesn't play next week, and the Steelers don't play next week. So it's a little bit weird for me, but it is what it is. I'll end this video here and stop rambling. See you soon.